Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler every series videos I do for the one. I go over their travel, food, and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I just found out that this existed and then just completely happened by it. Like, just, it was fated. I mean, not really, but you know, whatever. I found it. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering around about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. That is definitely the case today. Like I said, I'd heard about this particular item just yesterday. Like, it was literally just, I was going through, because I try to keep up to a minimal extent with, like, other food reviewers and stuff like that. Not to, not trying to, like, build ideas or anything, but, just kind of seeing, because sometimes I miss shit. And this item came up, and I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know that was a thing. So, all right, cool, I'll keep an eye out for it. And then when I got off of work, I was like, man, I'm thirsty. I'm going to hit up a gas station before I go. And I ended up going to a gas station I usually don't go to. So I was just had a, just inclination to do so. And while I was there, I went over there, I turned a corner. What did I find? But boom! It's Ruffles Korean-style sweet and spicy chili potato chips for a limited time. These sound amazing, so I'm hopeful that they're good. Let's get a thing for the thing. Can we get a thing for the thing, maybe? Maybe a little bit better over there. Something like that. Ha 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 ha! Ha 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 ha! Sure. And the crunches are crunchier. Yeah, it's all that shit. So, yeah, Ruffles have ridges, and let's find out if they've got a delicious Korean taste. Definitely got some Korean smell to it. Alright. Okay. I will say with Ruffles, I'm going to say this right now. I think that their bag ratio to, like, chips filling ratio is better than some other companies. Still a little bit because, like, you're not getting as much, but, like, definitely better than, like, Lay's. And that's always a bit of a crux point for me. But let's find out how these are. Okay. I like these. I like these a lot. They have a lot of flavor. A lot of flavor. You're getting hit with it. So, I like that a lot. I appreciate the level of flavor. Ooh. Okay. And then it's, yeah. It's got a heat to it. And, like, initially as I was eating it, it was like, okay, it's, maybe a little bit. But, like, no, like, it grows. It's got a proper warmth to it. Kind of warms up the back of your throat. Okay. I like these, man. They got a lot of flavor. They got a lot of interesting dimensions. There's ins and outs. I'm enjoying them. I mean, there is, like, a Korean sort of aspect to the flavoring. It's hard to describe. It's almost like maybe, I wonder if it's like a hoisin sauce kind of flavor. Because, like, there is sort of a sweetness, but it's not like a typical sweet kind of flavoring. It's like a sweet savory kind of flavoring. But then, yeah, it's really interesting. And I'm just tossing it out there. It probably isn't right, but, like, I am going to say I think maybe it's like a hoisin sauce that they're basing it off of. Because it has, like, such an interesting flavor, and, like, I know I've had that flavor before. And the only thing my mind can keep going back to is, again, like a hoisin sauce. And it's got, like, a depth to the flavor. Like, they really outdid themselves on these. Like, the level of flavor they managed to put into these and the complexity of the flavor is really impressive. I enjoy these very much. Because when you first start off, again, it's just kind of like mixed between like a sweetness and a savory. Closest thing I could kind of explain it towards, if you've never had like hoisin sauce, almost like a teriyaki sauce kind of thing, where again, you have like a sweet element to it, but there is that sort of savory kind of aspect. And that's like the very, like the permeating taste, but there's like this underlying heat to it that's present right from the get-go. But then as that hoisin, as that, kind of Korean flavoring starts to wear off, that's when you start getting that heat. And like it really does kind of get punchy and really does go right to the back of your throat. But not like in a way that, makes you cough or anything. Like doesn't catch you off guard as like a surprise, but it catches you off guard in how much it elevates itself. I really didn't expect it to be that spicy or to be this flavorful overall. These are really good. I think these are exceptional. I think I like everything about them. I like the textural aspect of them. I like Ruffles. I think they're good chips. They got like a thickness to them, a little bit more stability than a Lay's. Great dipping chips, but for this, you definitely wouldn't need the dip. I think these are really, really good. But two questions have to be asked. Would I get them again? Would I recommend them? I mean, I have to go with yes and kinda. For me personally, I think these are exceptional. I think these are some of the best tasting chips I've had in a little while. I think the flavors are on point. I think they're well representative of what they're supposed to be on the bag. And I love the complexity to it. I love that it has like these different dimensions, the sweet, the savory, and the spicy. I think all of that is wonderful. Like, and it's just the way it hits every time, even though I've had a few chips now, I'm always surprised by how much they manage to pack in there. And especially when that heat kicks in, just the level of heat that you start, that you end with. Because when you start, it's just there. But when it ends, man, it makes a huge impact. So I think these are exceptional. If I'm recommending them, though, here's the thing. These are not going to be for everybody. No. These are definitely going to be some chips where it's like, it's going to benefit you if you're already somewhat familiar with the flavors that they're trying to represent. And obviously, you have to be okay with some spicy stuff. Like, it's not crazy spicy, like, even at its spiciest, but it does have heat. And if you're not into spicy stuff, then these are probably going to not be for you. Which is a little bit of a shame just because, again, like, I think the flavors are really good, but I could also see them being, even though, at least we're around where I live, like, Korean food is not like an exotic thing anymore, like there's plenty of places that serve really good Korean food around me. And I like to think in the US that's definitely becoming increasingly the case, like it's not treated the same way that it was, like 10, 15 years ago. It's become more expansive, more acceptable. Accepted, that's what I meant to say. But at the same time, if you are more of a potato chip traditionalist, these might be a bridge too far for you. That's kind of what I'm getting at. I think they're delicious, and I'd say if you run into them and they sound appealing to you, pick them up and try them, because I think that if nothing else, it'll be an experience, and even if you don't like it that much, I'd say share it with some friends, because like I think these are definitely worth it. So, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your folks. You over there have yourselves a truly Korean-style sweet and spicy chili-tastic rest of your life, because, I mean, Korean food's really good. I need to review some more Korean food. I've reviewed a little bit. Like, I've reviewed a few things from Smile Korean Chicken, Smile Korean Chicken. I did like a Korean place in a market kind of thing. Like, I definitely need to get more Korean stuff in. But anyway, final 2 things, folks. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do all the time. I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful. Whoa. There's that heat coming back up a little bit. Whew. I'm out there every day with you in it. Folks, when life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, and when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what's your personal opinion on Korean food? Is it something you're into? Is it something, maybe you haven't experienced yet? I'd really be interested, because, I know for me, Chinese food was always very prevalent growing up. And then as I got a little bit older, Japanese food became a little bit more commonplace, like sushi and stuff like that started becoming a little bit more accepted. And then eventually, you got to like Thai food, even like Vietnamese food to a certain extent. Korean, at least near me, took a little bit longer. I'd say probably around the same time that Vietnamese food started kind of making an impact. That's when I started kind of hearing about Korean food. So I'd be really interested to kind of what's your folks' take on that? Was it the same kind of thing as me, or was it always there for you, or, anyway.